This is a good question. The odd pair on stage: Sheryl Crow and Michael Jackson, or Luther Vandross and David Bowie. You know, background vocalists are, they become more and more prominent as time goes on, and they've always had a place. But then it's like, well, how far can they go? Now there are artists who've been background vocalists for years, and they've had eventually had careers, but do they ever get as big as the artist that they are singing with or what have you? That don't usually happen. There's a reason why they're in the background. They're good at what they do. They can perform anything. Do they become big in their own right? They can, but it's usually stacks up against them for doing it. But this was a good question because Sheryl Crow, obviously with Michael Jackson doing his Bad tour and everything, and she would perform "I Just Can't Stop Loving You," and they duet together, and that propelled her. And then she went on. She had her solo career, and then she blew up, and she worked with one of Michael's co-producers, Bill Bottrell, and they did Tuesday Night Music Club and "Cause All I Want to Do." She had had an album out previously, but after working with Michael, that's what her notoriety, that really did wonders for her career. Anyone tells you otherwise is lying, because that was a gateway and an open ticket to a career. You use that to your advantage. You play that hand and you run with that, So um, that's something that you don't soon forget. That's just one of those things that you don't forget in totality. So that was huge for her playing with Michael Jackson. That opened up a whole nother avenue, and it opened up a long career. I think she's gotten to the Hall of Fame, if I'm not mistaken. So even though I'm indifferent to her career because I think she was pretty average, but that's neither here nor there with the case. It's just the context of what I'm asking in the question. As for Luther Vandross, he had worked with a lot of people, did jingles and everything. Had worked with Patty Austin, amongst others. Had worked with Ben Midler, Roberta Flack, because she got fired from because she said you just sound too good. But the odd pairing was him and David Bowie, Young Americans. When David Bowie went to Philly to get some of that Philadelphia soul, he wanted that kind of vibe where he was going. So Luther's voice, and he can clearly hear, "I'm a young American." You can hear him. He started off on Sesame Street. Luther had a long career. It's the CNN documentary. Luther's career, one of the greatest careers ever. Should have been even bigger. Should be a Hall of Famer. Impactful as a songwriter, as a producer. Come on now. And one of the most underrated songwriting production teams with him, Marcus Miller, and Adley Jr. Think about Jump to It with Aretha Franklin. Just wrote some great songs, worked with a lot of people. But anyway, him pairing with Bowie had to seem like an oddball because, for one thing, Luther Vandross would sing David Bowie, all due respect and rest in peace, under the table, sideways and forward as far as vocals go, because most people can't stand on the same stage with no Luther Vandross. So that alone. But he ended up becoming a big artist in his own right, especially in R&B, where he was one of the kings of R&B, one of the greatest artistries ever, one of the last true great vocalists, expressionists. So asking the question, what was more of the odd pairing with Sheryl Crow and Michael Jackson, or Luther Vandross and David Bowie? It's going to probably be Crow and Michael because different styles. Crow never really was that organic again in styling wise. Vandross was versatile, and Bowie was too. Because Bowie worked with Nile Rodgers, and when you hear songs like Fashion and Let's Dance and the grooves he did, it wasn't like he was afraid of taking chances. So him with Bowie hit as opposed to Crow and Michael. Actually, Luther did get to do background vocals on the record. They didn't just tour together; it wasn't just an act. So I think that pairing worked. I think the Sheryl Crow Michael one was a bit odd because though Crow worked with the same production and did some of the stuff, Michael never worked with her again, and I don't think that her level of work met to that level as far as I'm concerned. Whereas Luther, he could hold his own, and he proved that. So. But anyway, odd pairings, background vocalist Sheryl Crow to Michael Jackson, Luther Vandross to David Bowie. Who do you think was the odd pairing, and who do you think was a better combination at work? Great question. Please hit like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another. Share it if you like and hit that membership because when you do, requests like this come true. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. I'm out. Peace.